Let's get educated. That's why we're here, to bring you the stories impacting K-12 classrooms and college campuses. It's time for a little education.
Why, hello everyone, and welcome to Monday. Oh yes, it's Monday. I am Katie Petrick, joined as always by the David Fiorazo, and if you didn't know, it's Monday. And so that means we're live here on Educated. Now, as always, live, and alive as well. Make sure you are posting your questions, your comments, your hopes, your dreams, and your thoughts on Facebook and on Rumble. And as we can, we will respond throughout the show. Now, David.
Yes, Katie.
It's Monday?
Yes, it is.
And there are matters of the worldview?
Yes.
And in the morning. I think I got a lot of M's in there. So tell me who you had on today.
Very important topic, the creation of the world, creation of all things. Jay Siegert from the Starting Point Project answered the question, did God really create the world in 6 days? And were those literal 6 days, or were those days like hundreds of thousands or billions of years? So very important. Jay walked us through that starting on Friday. Then today is part 2 in this one on worldviewmatters.tv. If you'd like to subscribe, get our weekly email on Fridays.
Now I'd like to say that's part 2, but that's just me. Well, we're going to go to New Mexico today.
Must we?
We must, unfortunately, because craziness has erupted. I mean, craziness erupts everywhere around the country, but just recently, it erupted at a high school after a drag queen was invited to perform for prom. Of course, why wouldn't you invite drag queens to perform at prom? Oh, yes, and also, no students knew this was going to happen. And, wait, one more thing. No parents knew this was going to happen. So, what could go wrong?
Okay, so the story goes, and school officials are in hot water. And I'm going, all right, that kind of draws people in. They're not in hot water. But anyway, parents found out about a drag queen performance at a high school prom in New Mexico. Doesn't surprise me that this is happening, but Chanel Segura, chief of Albuquerque Public Schools, admitted to parents that the drag queen performed, yes, it stated fact, he performed at Artrisco Heritage Academy on April 20. Now, a viral video on social media showed the queen in drag, whose name is Mythica Sahrine, dancing provocatively while students stand around in a circle. So students who attended told the TV station that was interviewing them that they weren't offended by the performance, but that it may have crossed a line and made them a tad uncomfortable. Tad is my word. But before we get Katie's comments and discuss this further, watch this video and see for yourself.
The fact that I'm being so belittled and harassed and targeted that my life for the last 36 hours has quite literally been destroyed, and I don't know where this end is going to be right now.
This video of Mythica Sahrine garnering attention. Just days after his performance at Atrisco Heritage High School.
I was given the full clearance from admin, from the student body, from the prom officers, from the activities coordinator. Everything was a go. I've performed at Atrisco Heritage numerous times in the past.
Parents voicing frustration.
So that's not something for children to see.
Valentine's son alerting him soon after.
He said that they cleared the dance floor and that guy came out and started doing flips and dancing very provocative in front of the kids.
Others left in a state of confusion.
We have to fill out permission slips for these kids to do anything. Why weren't we notified of this?
Emails obtained by KOAT shows exchanges between school administration and Sahrine.
Once I saw the severity of this and everything that was going on, I tried reaching out to the activities coordinator. I tried reaching out to the principal. All I get is ringing and a voicemail.
An administrator citing, "I would love to touch base with you, and the kids will love to have you." Followed by this text, administration saying, quote, "They said yes."
So, Katie, does part of you feel sorry for this drag queen?
No, sorry.
No,
I don't.
Okay.
That was
the
simple.
school, he even performed them in the past, right? It showed a video of him at another time.
Yes, but the drama and the hysterics I can't get past. Quite literally, just has it been maybe embarrassing for him, or it's been a rough time, those 36 hours, but there are a lot more challenging things going on in life. So I don't feel like sorry that you feel bad that you got canned for, I guess, your performance. I feel bad for those children because when you go to school, one of the things you look forward to, I guess I did, was the school dances. I guess maybe kids don't anymore. I don't know.
I don't
Call
know
me
either.
old, but the school dances, that was a fun part. Why is it that you're bringing a performer of any kind in to interrupt the dance floor? You heard the dad say, well, they stopped the music and they cleared the dance floor so this guy could go out and perform.
I don't get it.
This is not a magic show type thing. This is the prom. These kids, I mean, I guess it'll be a memorable prom, but that's not what prom's supposed to be about.
But the school okayed it.
The school okayed it, but the students didn't know about it. The parents didn't know
Well,
about it.
What difference does that make?
Exactly.
That's across the country. The parents weren't notified and they didn't know about it. Who cares? This is going on. It's been authorized by the education indoctrination system in America, and so this is like, what's the big deal? He danced at a prom. So part of me wants to say, yeah, and what else? I mean, they're going to see worse on social media, and they have. So he's dancing provocatively. Big deal.
Well, then you might as well throw out the baby with the bathwater on this one,
Well,
I know what you're saying too.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is there what else can the drag performers get to and be in? They're at story hours. They're now at proms.
Libraries, proms.
Yeah, they're at libraries and they're at proms. Are they going to be in the parades? Are they going to be at the graduation ceremonies? Are they going to be they're at
grad ceremonies?
We see them at halftime shows of football games. Like they
already are.
Yes,
Basketball
that's what
and
I'm
football
saying.
games.
They're at these things already. Where does it stop?
Yeah.
When are these adult males going to
up?
stop trying to infiltrate the lives of our youngest, most vulnerable? In this instance, it was a high school prom. But what about the story hours? When it is the toddlers, when are they going to stop? They won't until we stop them, just so everyone's very clear on that. It will never stop unless someone who's actually in charge of things and can make these decisions actually says no. But in this case, it's the principal who was all like, yep, it's great. Come on down. But at least, guess what happened to that principal, David? Wah, wah.
What happened?
You have to now put a former in front of your name. Former principal Irene Cisneros. Oops.
Oh, she got in trouble?
Yes, she had to leave. Dear Etrisco Heritage Academy community, I want to inform you that Anthony Lovato has been appointed as the acting principal of Etrisco Heritage Academy. Please join us in welcoming Mr. Lovato to the Etrisco Heritage Academy community. Blah, 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 blah. Best regards.
All right.
Just send out a quick message. No one will see it. No one will know.
I guess I don't understand why the principal got the axe, because as I said, this is normal. It's this behavior, these performances have become normalized. They've been allowed in high schools. And you mentioned the football halftime. I mean, what does homecoming? There have been homecoming queens, trans boys crowned homecoming queen at some of these schools. So yeah, a drag performance is no big deal. But I understand from me being old school, especially more than you, I'm going, this should have been stopped 5 or 10 years ago. It should have been stopped in its tracks, but we let it progress throughout our culture. Not enough men protected their daughters. Not enough Christians stood up and said, wait a minute, this seems like it's demonic. And they're eliminating God as creator and saying, yeah, well, you can be whatever you want now. So go ahead and dress up and it's no big deal. But anyway, let me just shout out to some friends watching on Facebook Live. Adrian is over in the UK. Bob is watching, Olive Branch, Mississippi. Let's see. We've got Jenny. Hi, Jenny. Yeah, she feels really sad for the drag person. I'm kidding. Poor baby really feels wounded, and it's blatant sin and has no place at a prom. I agree. Jill says, yes, the evil education board, get rid of them all. BL says you get fired for allowing sodomites in their prom. And anyway, if you want to, I'm sure there's comments on Rumble. I don't have that in front of me, but so I just wanted to say shout out to some people who are following along and watching.
All right. Well, keep shouting out there and we'll shout back, I guess. We're going to go over to LA now because in LA, an LA high school hosted the Drag Queen World Series. So,
Oh, boy.
just like I said just before, they're everywhere. It's like Pokemon, gotta catch them all. We're going from prom now to the softball field. An LA high school hosted a World Series, but the drag version, because you can't just have a softball game, because that would be, softball primarily played by females unless you're out of high school, and then it becomes a slow pitch softball for all those older gentlemen and ladies to play. So, of course, we're going to ruin girls' sports even more. We'll take on softball. As the website states for this little group, the Drag Queen World Series is a fun, wacky, playful, rule-bending softball game that will be sure to keep you laughing. And they did that as if it's 2 sentences, and that's grammatically incorrect, so thank you for that. Now, a race to home plate between the Los Angeles Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, David, everyone's worst enemy, and the West Hollywood Cheerleaders. That's who is doing it. 2 amazing organizations of amateur drag queens who donate their time and use their power and passions for good. Now, the event was hosted by the Life Group, Life Group LA, in collaboration with the Fairfax High School Alumni Association Centennial Celebration and the high school's GSA Youth Club. Wow, just look, they look like they're baseball players or softball players or people, as what drag is, pretending to try to be something that they are definitely not, and that is athletic. And so, yes, they held this event at the high school. It was $20 at the door, but hey, $15 if you got that pre-sale. So I know that no one wanted to see that. Now, if you're trying to hear that name, you feel like you've heard the name of the Los Angeles Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence before, David?
Yes.
It's because you have.
Yeah, Dodgers.
Remember the LA Dodgers?
Yep.
Take it back. They invited, quote, sisters to the game. And no one to throw, was it throwing out the first pitch?
I think so, yeah.
And everyone basically boycotted and didn't come into the stadium.
Well, not everyone.
Well, not everyone, but a lot of people did boycott and not come into the stadium that day. And well, LA still doesn't care. They're going to do what they're going to do. Now, throughout the day at this event, not at LA Dodgers, but throughout the day at this event, West Hollywood Mayor John M. Erickson was going to umpire, except, of course, they wrote Empire because grammar in this organization is horrible. Music was spun by celebrity DJ Euro Steve, and the announcer this year was TV podcast personality Alexander Rodriguez.
Okay.
And I'm like A-Rod, but I don't, it's a different A-Rod. Third inning stretch had a performance by the World Traveled Cheer LA, and they had other special guests throughout the event. Again, no one cared.
So Steven over on Facebook Live said acceptance is not what they want. They want to be treated special and make their point of view mandatory. Very important to realize that. Remember when they just said, I just want to love who I want to love. I just want to dress how I want to dress. And now they're trying to access young children because they are trying to recruit the younger generation. And they have. They've done a good job. It's evil, it's demonic, but they've done a great job with their marketing. But we've got to move on. Thanks for Robert and David and Adrian. Thank you guys for your comments. But we've got to find out if you are smarter than a student at Freedom Project Academy. So here's a question from our Latin 2 course. What is the meaning of Caesar's famous words, Veni, Vidi, Vici? A, the wind I see makes us victorious. B, I am a leader, a commander, a conqueror. C, I came, I saw, I conquered. Or D, seeing, believing, overcoming. We'll be right back with the answer.
Today's episode is brought to you by Freedom Project Academy. Looking for a K-12 classical online school built on Judeo-Christian values? FPA is enrolling now for the fall. Request your free information packet at freedomforschool.com. That's freedom, F-O-R, school.com. All right, we're back. Now, before the break, we asked you if you were smarter than a student at Freedom Project Academy. And as a reminder, the question was, what is the meaning of Caesar's famous words, Veni Vidi Vici? And the answer, of course, my friends, is C. I came, I saw, I conquered.
That was, even I knew that one, so that means that was an easy question.
Or you actually had some Latin in your lifetime.
No.
Now, for more information on the live anytime homeschool and summer school courses that are offered at Freedom Project Academy, please visit freedom4school.com. That's freedom, F-O-R school.com. And David, just like you, Bob got the answer correct. Lucinda got it correct. Yep. Too easy. Well, you're smarter than a FPA junior high student then. A lot of our junior high students take Latin 1 and 2, 7th and 8th grade.
Wow.
Now,
they're smarter than me.
Around the world, or around the nation, I should say, our students don't take Latin at all in the public schools. So Latin, who dat? What dat? They don't know. So we're going to move on to something kind of an interesting thing, kind of a sad, it is a sad state of affairs. Anytime a grown man cries, it's pretty important, unless we're talking about what we've been talking with the drag queens. Yeah. But I was talking about a man, so there's a difference here. When a grown man cries, you pay attention, okay? Especially a dad who took time to go to a meeting to speak out against boys ruining girl sports, which we've been talking about for years at this point.
Yes.
And so basically, here's a video of a father speaking out, breaking down a little bit, trying to get people to understand that boys do not belong in girls' sports.
Unfortunately, we're seeing more biological males come in as females, and they're dominating sports right now. It's hard. My daughter didn't run her favorite sport yesterday because a guy came and he's dominating. She has 13 CIF patches and didn't run because we're allowing this to come into our schools and take opportunities away from our girls. I'm not a crier. I'm just angry and I'm frustrated why we let an average male athlete, biological male, can come in and be a top female. You can take the times I ran my freshman year, I would have won the state of California 35 times in a row. That's the difference between a male and a female, but we continue to allow this. These girls are discouraged, they feel hopeless, and they're quitting. We need to make it stop. I'm done. I'm so done with it. And I'm gonna leave it 53 seconds on there because it's just common sense and it needs to be fixed. Stop taking things away from our little girls.
I think he summed it up pretty nicely.
Yes, where are more men like that and nice guns, man. I remember those days. But anyway,
you do.
I do have a comment when you talk about girls.
You see how he just did a little flex?
Used to. Yeah. I can't keep up with Jake Jacobs.
Me. How about me?
So over on Rumble, Blaine said it will never end until those who are in charge get a brain and stop this blatant indoctrination of our children, whether it's drag queens, whether it's boys taking girls' sports trophies and winning scholarships or being awarded scholarships that rightfully should be for girls and women. It's going to continue. But thank you. I hope we see more of this, but I don't have a lot of faith in people resisting this movement. It's gone too far. Katie, has the left overplayed their hand?
Yeah, I think.
Do you think they have? Because
just a little bit.
Stop it.
They have.
I don't see this coming to a stop.
Okay. They have. And I like this comment that Steven put out there. He says, this has been going on since the 1970s, Title IX, and this is the end tale of that. We need to reshape it into something better.
Yeah.
Agreed. Growing up, I was like, yes, Title IX. That means I got to play sports. But that's, Title IX's intention was so that girls could play sports. Girls.
Yeah.
Girls.
Females. Biological females. Yeah.
Females. Girls. And now it's obviously morphed, and the left has overplayed their hand. And
I think they have because they knew they would get away with it because there's not enough resistance. Maybe people on the right, Christians, conservatives, independents, people are too busy or they don't have the will to fight this battle and stop it.
But we need the men like that dad who is willing to stand up and be like, hey, as his shirt said, grammatically incorrect a little bit, but that's still, save the girls' sports, okay? Let girls get, if boys can be boys, then girls need to be girls. Not boys trying to be girls. Not girls trying to be boys. Stop it.
So you don't believe in DEI either then?
DIE to DEI. How about I put that on a t-shirt? All right, well, let's mosey on a little bit because we've got the Babylon Bee headlines up next, and we need you out there
to get ready to vote.
To pick a winner. Stay with us.
In 2024, we find ourselves at a pivotal moment where the call for unity, freedom, and a better future echoes louder than ever. Introducing Patriot Mobile, the wireless carrier that stands with you. We are committed to supporting the values that make our nation great. With affordable plans and reliable nationwide coverage, Patriot Mobile is not just a wireless service. It's a call to action for those who believe in the American dream.
Get free activation now with promo code EDUCATED.
So, before we wrap up the show for the day, let's take a look at everyone's favorite satire site, and you get to vote the Babylon Bee.
Here are this week's top 5 Babylon Bee headlines.
So we picked our favorite. We've picked our favorite headlines, and now we ask you to help us decide which one should be numero uno, Queen of the Hive. Here are the headlines. Number 1. Oh no! Indoctrinated woke extremists destroy woke extremist indoctrination center.
Yes.
Number 2. History repeats itself as communists run out of food. Number 3. Biden drops support for pro-Palestine protesters after realizing how bad their hair smells. Number 4. UCLA replaces student IDs with new fashionable identifying armbands. And number 5. New study finds most effective treatment for depression watching scrawny libs get absolutely manhandled by police.
Oh, man. I mean, okay.
So, which one do you think? Katie, these are tough here.
Well, okay, here's the deal. Anytime we have, college kids are the worst. And college kids with their protests are the worst.
Snowflakes,
and so that makes Babylon Bee that's just easy pickings in terms of what to do. But for us, it's difficult pickings in terms of what to choose if we have to pick one of them to be the top. I think number 1 really sums it up as to what is going on there. But the extra double play with the Biden, realize, because he sniffs hair, in case you guys didn't notice, Joe Biden likes to sniff people's hair. So the fact that he says, I guess I can't support pro-Palestine protesters because their hair smells bad. And it's true.
There he is sniffing their hair.
I've been around many a college protester, and they don't smell delightful in the least most of the time.
Oh. So Lorna says number 1 and number 2.
Well, Lorna, I know you're
voted
late to the game here, but...
No,
I guess no. She said she was late, so she'll have to do replay. So Lorna's on. She's on my same wavelength. So Lorna, even though you're late, it's all good. Gregory,
he says number 3.
See, that's why it's tough on this one. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all.
I'm taking number
solid.
4, by the way.
Why?
I'll go on the record. And the armbands.
Oh, yes.
I remember the Jews had to wear bands, didn't they?
Yeah. So this is quite
in
fascinating.
Nazi Germany.
Yep.
Yeah. So this
Quite
it's
fascinating.
interesting. We are repeating history, friends, because we have an ignorance of history. And when you get to the university, to colleges, oh my goodness, they were never taught true history. Bob agrees with me.
Bob's on your side. Well, if we find
number 4.
find someone
anybody
who
vote
wants
for
number
number
5, then I guess we close it up.
Anyone?
And what do we call that if we get every pick?
Nikayla, you're checking Rumble. Did anybody vote for number 5? I don't see anybody. Stephanie she didn't vote. She says, that's great. Yeah, the Babylon Bee is, brilliant.
Yeah. But the stupidity that we have out there makes their job easy.
Ignorance.
I mean, I guess we could say they're brilliant, but at the same time, their job is so easy. It's just we are that dumb as a nation that they're like, okay, write my headlines. They write themselves most of the time.
Okay.
I still appreciate them, though.
Yeah, we've got to move on. Thank you guys so much. It's going to wrap up our top headlines of the week. More satire next time.
All the satire all the time is in my book. So, all right, if you out there in internet land enjoy our content, please do consider subscribing to our audio podcast and weekly media e-blast, which contains all the top stories of the week. Simply go to stayeducated.org to do that. Now, for David and myself, thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and thank you for supporting what we do. Until next time, stay educated.